Hi, this is Bellissimo. This is Bagent Orange. I'm going to be looking at Tyson Bagent in his first start as a Bear. Obviously, against the Raiders, we all know we won it. It was a pretty good performance. I think most people liked it. Obviously, there's a lot of consternation as about whether we're going to be going forward with Fields as the answer, Bagent is the answer. There's an awful lot of hyperbole and should we say hot takes both ways. And what I'm going to try and do here, I'm Bellissimo. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for being here. I hope I earn a subscription from you and you follow me live on future breakdowns. Going to be having Sean Sierra in the mornings. He's going to be joining me shortly. We're going to be looking at some tape with Tyson Bagent against the Raiders, what they did, what he did, what the Bears did, what Getsy did, how it went, and those sorts of things. So we're going to be looking at the tape live, breaking it down, and hopefully you'll get that. I'm trying to give you some context about what he's doing, what the Bears are doing, and how things are going. So with that, I'm just going to start pulling up some tape because I don't have Sean at the moment. He's going to be joining us shortly. As you can see, we're going to get straight into the tape. We're going to get straight into it. And we'll start off with the first play, and I'm sure Sean's going to join me shortly. But I'll just run through it once, and then basically you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So, okay, so what pre-snap information do we have to start off with? So on the first play, well, this first play I'm going to show you, I think it's like the third play that we have. So I think it's like, as it says there, 3rd and 7. So no pre-snap information on this other than alignment. So what does the alignment tell us? I mean, obviously we've got tight end here, we've got stacked out here. Obviously, I think this is Mooney over this side, half back to the left. So what are they doing? You're getting sort of a relationship there. You're getting a relationship there. You're getting an outside leverage. So outside leverage relationship here. And that's basically what you're seeing on pre-snap information. So it's not really giving you a lot, other than it looks like a potential. You would sort of say, too high, possible with him being off and outside. You're going to get cover 4 to this side and possibly cover 2 to this side. So you would have, like short zone here with this guy. You'd have a deep half here, a deep sort of there. So you're getting quarters there. So you're getting sort of 2 to that side, 1 to that side effectively, with the whole shot being sort of here. So we'll roll into the actual the play itself. That's my son you can hear in the background. So things to like straight away. Obviously, pass protection not too bad so far. Pretty good time to go. He does step up and early a little bit, throws it down to Foreman, and it's a drop unfortunately. But we do like what Bagent was able to do from that play. So again, from the backfield. One of the times where the shotgun snap, I've been very critical of Getsy, way too much shotgun for me, but I understand he wants the QB to be able to have his eyes downfield straight away. Pass protection pretty good. It's a stunt here, like a cross stunt here, and it's picked up fairly nicely by, well, Patrick doesn't do a very good job of it. It's never good to get turned around like that because, once you get hit side on, this is a problem when you turn your body as a pass protector. You got to try and stay square. So keep your hips and your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. If he wants to go that way, fine. You've got some help here. Tevin Jenkins is there to help. He's there. Use his help. That's the whole purpose. So Bagent sits nicely. You see him looking downfield. Sees it's 2 high safeties. So obviously he's looking at 1 safety, 2 safety. Sees he's got. Again, this relationship between halfback and linebacker. As Bagent comes out, linebacker still sat at depth, which, to be honest, if you're running a zone, I don't understand the value of you sitting at depth if no one is crossing your seam from the outside. So if you've got a receiver coming in here and this is your zone, the short flat or the short flat inside, the slant zone, which is here, I don't see the value in dropping to depth here unless you've got a receiver who's going to be entering your zone. Now, we don't have one on that play. So the linebacker actually sat at depth. It makes this throw a lot easier. In terms of the throw mechanics, it's a bit ugly. Let's face facts. His body's contorted. It's off platform. It's essentially a shot put. It's a bit of a wounded duck, but you've got to catch it before you start running. And that's not what we do there. So obviously, that's the reason why the ball is dropped. and we don't get any benefit of it being downfield. So that's the first play, and we're going to get into some more. So just going to open up the next one. Got plenty of tape to go through. I'm sure Sean is going to be joining me. I'm just going to check with him actually, just to make sure everything's okay. So this is me typing to him. Obviously it's live, so I mean that's what you're hearing. Right, so we just get into it. So obviously it's this one's third and one. It what clearly shows you on the screen. Going to roll into the play. I'll let it roll through a little bit. So again, in terms of pre-snap information, one of the things you can do to help a rookie QB or an inexperienced QB is to give them pre-snap information, and that's either by alignment, by having, let's say, for example, a tight end here or a running back here, and if you've got a corner, then it's going to be some sort of zone. But if you get whoever would follow, so if it's a tight end, you get a safety rotate over, then you would assume that you're going to have then some form of man, and then you would see someone else travel, and then that would confirm whether you got a man. But at the moment we're looking like too high. We have a cornerback to that side with a tight end. So the pre-snap information to this side is we have no receiver over here, but we have what looks like a corner with a tight end, the furthest most outside player on that side. So that's the pre-snap information we're getting on that. Let's roll into it a little bit. Obviously up in press, free release here, motion Cole Kmet coming from there. In motion. What does the motion tell you? Well, you wait really. It's going to tell you limited information until you get your man sort of traveling over past the center over here. So once it gets past the center, that gives you a little bit more information as to, do you see, because obviously the strength has changed now. Now from going two tight ends to this side, we've gone to even, but with a half back to this side. So the strength then would obviously, you would say the strength initially, you got two to that side, it would be like an RPO look from here. But now with it coming to even, the strength now is this side because you've got two on that side and obviously two receivers to the widest part of the field, the boundary being that way. So Kmet comes in, settles. We don't really see, other than linebacker like giving him the death stares, actually sort of staring straight at him, you don't get too much pre-snap information other than that, but we'll go with it. Shotgun snap right to the chest, that's pretty good. It's an RPO action look. Cole Kmet's got to do a better job here for me. Like what Cole Kmet's been doing of late, he's been playing a lot better. He's got to get a better block here on Max Crosby because that's literally, it's the only guy he's responsible for. And you see Max Crosby come towards him and then he shoots upfield, which is it's a bit of a merry dance really because Bagent doesn't really, because I think the whole point is on this is to get outside to get himself this side of the field. Now, in terms of routes, what have we got? Well, you've got Tonyan coming over, as you see there under, and you've got basically a dig, a deep dig, and an over. So the whole point is that we're stressing this part of the field where we've got, 1, 2 defenders with a possible third. And depending upon whether it's man or zone, if it's man, you'd expect the tight end to be running across here with that outside leverage. He should be able to, at least keep body in front of the man. You've got 3 to this side. Obviously, the linebacker's going to be looking there initially, which you make you think you've got one-on-one here. So you can understand why Bagent knows this is a dig, this is a deep sort of corner. He's going to be looking to that side, goes outside of Kmet. What I do like is this is actually coming free here. So Tanyan's actually coming free behind the linebackers because you see him jetting outside. But we do have the corner in a bind. So obviously at this point, what we've got is him, deep and outside. Yeah, we've got this combination down here. He can't be right. He can't be right. No matter where he goes, he can't be right. So that's part of the issue there with the fact that he can't be right with both of these. So if he stays up, then this corner shot comes open. If he stays in towards the back and this route's coming over here, then this is open. And Bagent, what I do like here is you see him sort of open up his hips are open, closes it a little bit there, so he's not really helping himself there. You just want to see his left hip a little bit more open there. But again, it's not a huge throw that he's having to make. A little bit high, if we're being honest, a little bit high means that the corner, if he wants to be mean about it, really can get his helmet into the ribs there. So there's that motion going across. You do see a slight rotation from the linebackers and this safety coming over Tonyan. cornerback coming over Tonyan. So that's that sort of zone away action. So, I mean, obviously zone away action. That's what I mean by zone away. It's away from where everything else is coming. We're going to get the tight end coming over the back. He is going to be open sort of in that kind of area. Komet, essentially, his one job is to block this dude for Bagent to basically pivot outside. That's his job. We kind of sit waiting, and then we get this weird standoff, this weird sort of, are we, aren't we, standoff between Crosby and Komet, and then Crosby thinks, well, actually, he's not releasing, so I don't need to cover him. So, okay, so I'm going to go to QB. Turns upfield. Bagent, that's a really wide step. This is probably a little bit too wide of a base. But again, about opening your hips, that kind of is opening your hips. His foot, though, is slightly closed. You see there. Good whip on his arm. I mean, that's, looks like a baseball pitcher almost, the way that he's got his arm back there. And then, in terms of rotation, getting the ball in, it does sail a little bit. It's a little bit high. DJ Moore's going to do DJ Moore things. You bank on him to catch it and come down with it and at least get something out of it. Looking from their backfield, going into it. There's that zone action. It is a decent pull. Again, I think why Komet is coming away from that, not going to it, I don't know. It makes it a little bit. I would be surprised if that's the way that it's. So, got my man joining me on stream. There he is, the Sean Sierra. So let's just introduce him. Sorry, Sean, we're a little bit. I got a little bit excited and I got straight into it, and I've put things down. So I'm just going to put your details up on screen. So just let's put this up at the top of the screen there. Make sure you follow Sean. There it is up at the top of the screen, and catch him in the mornings because it is some of the more entertaining stuff. Obviously, you've got ESPN. I'm a regular over there and Everton score, but you really should be getting on YouTube and following Sean and having a listen because it's the most interactive stuff you're certainly going to get in the city of Chicago, and I commend you because it's good analysis. So thanks for joining me, Sean. So just go back to the start of this one, Sean, with two plays in. It's third down, obviously going to go, first and 10 here. This is the one where it's supposedly like that pull. So I was saying pre-snap information, Sean. We've got two tight ends to this side of the screen. We get a motion across and a settle by Komet over Crosby, who's over here. Tonyan is going to basically come here. We're going to get like a cover two
flood route.
Yeah, so here and here. So keeping the attention of the safety, with this. Obviously, we've got potentially when Komet comes over, we've potentially got three to this side with 1, 2, 3 to this side. So it is like it's a safety stressor and it's a cover two corner stressor. Up in press, comes across. This is weird. This is not the way I think it should be drawn up. But I think Komet kind of gets caught between the devil and deep blue seas. I believe he's supposed to just pin Crosby there to make it easier for Bagent to come out, get out and have a free access throw. But there's that sort of, the cover two bait here, keeping him. It looks like he's got his feet a little bit closed there for me, Sean, on that throw. I'm not sure of your thoughts.
Let me see. Yeah, let me check it out again. I was looking at Cole Komet.
Yeah, so this is the weird part for me, Sean. I mean, I don't know if you want to comment on this, but it looks to me like this is basically a sit and pin. But Komet kind of like drifts. I think he thinks this safety is coming, to be honest. I think he thinks that blitz is on. So he kind of takes a step that way. Then he realizes, okay, Crosby's my man. And then he kind of goes away. And then Crosby says, okay, I'm going to go upfield. That, for me, is a little bit wide, if I'm being honest. It looks like he's trying to get on a horse or maybe a water buffalo or something.
Yeah, his feet were a little wide on that. Cole Komet, he could have taken a better angle. If it's a pin, he's got to know that Crosby's going to go with the flow. You see the flow to the offense's right. I don't know what that false step is. He really could have attacked him and gotten close where once he realized it was a fake and Bagent pulled it, he would have been turned right into Cole Komet. He wouldn't have had any power. He wouldn't have been able to truck him. So it was a bad angle by Cole Komet. Cole Komet should realize that he's going with the flow. He's unblocked. He's going with the flow with the RPO, and he should have just attacked him a little more. and
Yeah,
it would allow Tyson Bagent to get outside that hash. Now it puts the real stressor on him because now he can run, but he couldn't run.
And that puts this guy in a bind then, doesn't it? So
Yes.
and then with Tonyan coming over the back, you've then got this guy is also in a bind with Tonyan coming over the back.
You see the receiver it's outside the numbers. That safety is going to be occupied there, and then Tonyan is going to be hit probably at the top just before the top of the numbers, and he could turn it up because that safety that looks like Darnell Mooney, who was in the slot. Going at the 40, yeah. So the cornerback is on Moore in the cover 2. The safety is coming down there, and
I mean, to be honest, I think they're both open. If we're being honest with this, I think at this point where he's making the decision to throw, I mean, let's go back to this angle. I think realistically, they are actually both open. I think Mooney is open if you're putting the ball kind of here, and DJ Moore is open. So you really could make an argument for taking either one of these.
Either way, I think yeah. Because the corner, if you look at it, he's still feathering. He's still looking to see because he sees DJ Moore going behind him, and he's trying to make sure that he showed Bagent that he can get there, or at least be a nuisance.
Yeah, I mean and he comes up and he makes a solid tackle. To be fair, the corner he does a decent job with the actual tackle part of it. The safeties for me and the linebackers for the Raiders, I was surprised because Merrig and Epps are not slouches, but they didn't play fast for me when I was watching the game on Sunday. I think that was part of their struggles, if I'm being honest, the Raiders. So 3rd and 5, Sean. Obviously, critical down. It's not easy gimme distance. So pre-snap information again. So pre-snap information is actually this side because we've got Tonyan outside of the rook. Obviously, it's half back in the backfield. Tonyan comes from outside to in. So the information, I don't know if you want to talk it through for people that don't know what this firstly the alignment with tight end outside and then the shift inside, what this information here tells Tyson Bagent, because you want to help your rook out with as much information as possible when you're certainly, putting him as his first start of the season. And there he comes inside, and we come into press with one over, and it looks very much to me like cover 3. Don't know what your thoughts are with like a possible match to this side.
Yeah, it's cover 1 or cover 3. Yeah, it looks like man free. So look, they're going along with it because he's not passing them. Well, there he's not passing. He might be passing them off as the play goes on. I'm talking about the. Yeah, he'd be passing them off to the so that's man because he'd be passing them off to the middle guy. So that's when he.
Yeah, I think it's matched to this side. So it's most dangerous man, isn't it? MDM. So the up is going to take whoever the first person is, and then the second one is going to take whoever the second one is to release off the line. And because it is Mooney's the lead and DJ Moore is behind, and Mooney goes straight outside to get that man beater release. That's the whole point of this, isn't it? It's a man beater release.
Yeah, basically a pick.
Yeah, essentially. And DJ Moore, I don't understand why these two routes are as close as they are, because that to me, if we're being honest, that probably is not the way you would draw up the routes to, particularly to the narrow side of the field, Sean.
No,
this being the boundary side. This being boundary side and being tight anyway, and then having all this wide open space, middle of the field. We've got 2-on-1 here, so that tells us we've got something good, potentially here or here. In terms of the information for Bagent, Bagent is looking straight at
Tyler Scott.
Yeah, Tyler Scott. He played well, I thought, and it's a good catch, and it's a decent throw. He's got Foreman in the flat. I'm a little bit surprised at the design from Getsy'ing. So your thoughts on this? I mean, what do you like about it in terms of play scheme? About what Bagent does? Snap is actually in a decent position for once from Lucas Patrick.
I love the deep middle where he hits Tyler Scott. I do love the check down with a running back that he didn't hit. I'm still a little confused, just like you, about the top. I'm not sure what that was all. They're just far too close to each other.
I think it's this which we've not hit all season. It's essentially it's that, isn't it?
It looks like it. It looks like an out and a go, but the way that they're stacked, they're not pressed. So, like you said, it was very. It's easy to say, okay, I got out, you got up, either way. So it was. If Bagent had a little more time because he was under pressure, it looks like he kind of sidearmed that one to Tyler Scott, and if he had a little more time, he may have been able to see Deontay Foreman. And if he did, that's a huge, huge play for Deontay Foreman. Huge. There's nobody there.
So it's a late twist, isn't it? It's a TE, and I think it's a TE because Tonyan basically shoves him right the way across, and he just decides 51 just decides to keep coming. I don't think it's meant to be a TE. I think it's because Tonyan gets such a good chuck on him. He's left in the middle. He says, "Okay, I've got a big gap to run through here." What I do like is Bagent is kind of sitting there. He's a little bit bouncy, if I'm being honest, a little bit crow hoppy there. But I like how he's keeping his centre of balance here, his body, Sean, and this is really important, I think. How still he is in this part, despite you see the movement here, the old shock absorbers going over the moguls. You see that bouncing, but his waist, his hips, and his shoulders are all pretty even through that movement. Checking one, checking two. Okay, looking middle of the field, coming back to the third option, which is there, and that's a decent ball. A little bit behind because we are stopping Scott there, really, a little bit. Preferably a little bit further outside. But I can understand if he puts it any wider this way, 41's got a chance of playing on it.
Yeah, you're picking you're splitting hairs on that one. I think that was a good throw because of the 41. He got it, and all throws can't lead the receiver because
no, you have to put it where it's going to be
put it in the best spot of not to get destroyed. You don't want him to get destroyed, because that's easily could be a tip by 41, and you see all the white jerseys over there. That's a pick. That's easily a pick if it gets tipped up in the air somehow. So that was a good play by Tyson. Like I said, if he had a chance, he was his feet were happy. He was still under control, but you could see he had happy feet in there. And had he been able to see Deontay Foreman and got it to him, wow!
Yeah, in the flat, he had a bit of running room, didn't he?
Yeah.
So again, pre-snap information by having the trips to this side and a fullback on the outmost player. Obviously, tight end on the line here, and again, Sean, for those that don't really know, obviously it's with shotgun, it's more sort of almost pistol, isn't it?
A pistol, yeah.
Yeah, but with the trips to this side with the fullbacks, I mean, obviously in terms of personnel, it's
21
two backs.
personnel.
Yeah, exactly. 2 backs, 1 tight end, 21. So 2 backs, 1 tight end, so 21 personnel. But you've got like a trips bunch, with almost like a strong left look. So if you're going to, again, sort of pre-snap information, you're going from where the centre is, and if you're going to can it and you're going to call a run, then you're looking at where your advantage numbers is. So, 1, 2, 3 with 3 linemen versus 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got a numbers here. If you're going to run to the right. And then to this side, in terms of, what have you actually got out here? Well, again, numbers is sort of more to their advantage here, which kind of tells you that they're in some sort of zone. I mean, obviously we've got a corner here and we've got a corner here. And we've got a tight end and a fullback as the most outside. So to me, that's screaming zone. It looks like cover 2 shell or cover 4, potentially. With the being so cover 4 if it's this, and cover 2 if they're sort of like short flat out, middle of the field, flat is what you would get there. So getting into it, that's the pre-snap information for Bagent. But then we'd add in another motion with the fullback coming across in a jet motion. So it's a fast motion out to the flat, and we see now it is cover 2, don't we, in terms of this, because we've got short flat, deep half, and almost cover 6 potentially to that side. Obviously, we've got Foreman coming out there. We only have 2 defenders, and we've got potentially 3 routes out to this side. So again, sort of I'm breaking this down as fast information. Certainly, Tyson Bagent doesn't get to read it this quickly. But this is the sort of information that he knows. We've got 3 receivers this side, got 1 deep, 2, 3, but we've got wide, in, and there, potentially to stress this side of the field. So that's some good information there. I like he doesn't really sort of push or take something that's not really there, because to this left side of the field, which is where initially it seems he's certainly looking that side, he quickly dismisses that. He says, quite clearly, I've got 2 routes, I've got 3 defenders. He dismisses and discounts this half of the field, which half field reads makes it easier for a QB. And so he goes to the right. Okay, lovely. Yeah, great. Looks like a decent pocket for him to navigate in. We've got a nice, passing lane to this side with our 3 receivers. We've got one coming over the middle to take this deep safety. Now we've got like a high-low choice, high-low choice to this side of the field. Foreman isn't really going quick enough there for me.
See that, and that's where Darnell Mooney. See on that.
Yeah, needs to carry on.
Either carry on or sit right there.
Oh yeah.
All right. If he sits there, he gives them a clean pocket, because that linebacker who's coming on the hash, he won't be able to get there. The safety is coming down from the 15-yard line. He wouldn't be able to get there. So that he's got to sit there and now Deontay Foreman, the running back, taking that guy out. He's wide open.
Yeah.
If he sits back at like the 20.
What I love about this, though, from Bagent, if I'm going to be honest, Sean, is that where the difference is, Fields sees this gap, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sold one way or the other. Fields can literally, at this point, if this is Fields, he can literally just go wherever the hell he wants. He can just take it straight the way upfield. But we have seen in this year, I think, Sean, particularly the Denver game, particularly the game before he got injured, the Commanders, he was pressing to the line of scrimmage, because that's how if you remember, that's how he got the Komet touchdown, wasn't it, late in the game, where he just basically pressed the line of scrimmage, wait for them to commit one way or the other. He just went over the top to Komet, got a touchdown that way. What I like about is Bagent has a presence of mind to push towards the sideline, not go over the line of scrimmage straight away, to let this now become bail drill. Pressing wide. Mooney isn't really getting off his man. Komet really isn't getting off his man. Foreman isn't really particularly helping by running dead straight with someone who's faster than him. Hopefully, maybe take him away because you're so close to the sideline. But you see him, he's still got his eyes downfield, Sean. And then, okay, yeah, well, I'm just going to take it for the first down. He did a little pump fake there. Little arm fake there. You see it? Arm fake.
It was good play. What could have happened, because what could have, one other thing, and now literally I'm splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
Is when he gets there, if he sets his feet for half a second, you know how you just turn?
Yeah, there. He's just a little bit quick to go, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you need to take that, bud?
No. That's okay. That's okay.
But and again, in terms of pass pro, pretty decent there, to be honest.
No, it's good. It's real good pass pro.
Darnell Wright got it locked down pretty much there.
And so here, when he's right here.
Yeah.
So right here, if he sets his feet or pulls the ball up, okay, the guy who's covering Deontay Foreman keeps going, most likely. Like right here, if he pulls up,
yeah, sets his feet.
Sets his feet for a half a second, kind of like Justin did last year in the Miami game, where he's about to turn and the guy almost
going
jumps
at full
up.
speed kind of shows it, doesn't it?
Now he's able to. He got the first down, which is important. All right, but just at another time, that little pump fake could mean the difference between getting a first down and not.
See, at this point where Komet starts trailing, I think he's got Komet here. But his eyes are deep into it. Now he comes back to Komet, but Mooney's now turning back inside that way.
You also see that guy, that big hog right there, like a number 93 on that guy in the hash.
He ain't gonna catch him.
No, he's not gonna catch him, but he can't. But if he can't throw it back to Komet at that particular point,
he's
in that passing lane.
Yeah, but I mean, I do like he just looks poised at that point, which is fair enough. Out of a young quarterback so early in the game, because it's still first quarter at the end of the day, that's an encouraging sign. I think because he's had so much play in college, Sean, I think one of the things that benefits him is he's seen a lot of football. He's seen a lot of things going on with him. So we got, again, in terms of pre-snap information, we've got Komet in the backfield. We've got two tight ends. So it's 20. It's 12 personnel, one back and two tight ends. Motions out to the side. So now we've got like even pistol. Quite tight as well. Quite a tight alignment from the receivers.
Yeah.
And again, they're kind of showing one high, and we're getting an early bail by the corner. And I think this is where he's got Mooney on just a dig. And he takes the decision. Yeah, it is. It's just because he's bailing so early, cover 3. Because obviously you've got like a cloud underneath with a defensive tackle bailing, which is always
and that's.
It's an interesting
I don't know why
call.
people do that. I really don't know.
No,
why
it makes no sense.
None. It makes no sense. You're taking a good pass rusher out of the pass rush. He's not covering downfield. He's not a Julius Peppers type guy. And even at that point, you still like that's a guy that needs to be going toward the quarterback. But if people want to continue to do this against us, no problem. No problem. And you know what I asked Tyson after the game in his press conference. And he said that same thing. And this is what I said. I was like last week. I said, look, it's like this guy's played a lot of football. This guy's thrown over 2,000 college passes. And you might think that's a lot. That's a hell of a lot of passes. His junior year, he threw 579 passes. When you break it down by year, imagine 579 passes. His senior year, he had 572 passes. And I asked him, I said, this was a question. I said, Tyson, last week I asked you, moving forward, if you're QB1, how confident were you to lead this team to victory? I said, you looked me dead in the face and said, very confident. Where does it come from? Where does that confidence come from? And he said,
repetition.
He said, I played a lot of college football. He goes, I played a lot of football. I started as a sophomore in high school. So I had 3 years of starting there. He said, and I started, all 4 years. I believe he got hurt 1 year at Shepherd, but he played 4. He was there for 5 and played 4. And he said, basically what I was saying, why we can't dismiss him. There's not going to be a situation he hasn't seen. It's just the talent level is going to be different. So he's seen everything you can possibly throw, like blitzes and scenarios, third and long, third and short, third and eternity, second and, you know what I mean? And so he's had so many snaps. He's not going to be phased by being in a situation because he's been there so many times. And that's exactly what he said when I asked him that question after the game. And perfect answer, because that's what I wanted him to say.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't bother with the play fake, which I think we've had sort of too much. The amount of times we've had Fields in the gun and we've asked him to do a play fake and what he's going to be a hot read on like a quick pass. And he's trying to get the play fake in because, they've drilled into him, get the play fake in. Whereas Bagent, it's just like, no, I've got him open. I'm just going to throw it.
Yeah, because at that point, the play fake it's a moot point. No one's going
to
see the guy's hot and get it to him. Don't worry about
who you holding on a 5-yard out. You're not holding anyone in the middle of the field that's going to buy a play fake. So I mean, what you're selling, they're not buying. It's literally pointless.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of that in Getsy's scheme for me, Sean. I don't know what you think about that, but it's there's too much of it, if I'm being honest, for me in Getsy's scheme. But here's
the problem though. Here's the issue. Justin's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Right. And he's got to have a little more jerk in him, a little a-hole in him. Because if you notice, all the great quarterbacks do. All right. And he's got to be able to take things and say, hey, listen, you know what? Like we talked about, I don't need to fake. I don't need to ride the running back because the guy's open right now. I'm not trying to hit anybody. I'm not trying to hold anybody. I got a guy wide open right now. So I don't need the hell with the fake. Right. Yeah. Justin's got to take a lot more control of that offense. Tyson Bagent can, and I'm not saying he went against Getsy, but he realized that, you know what, I don't need a fake right now because my guy's open right now. And what's more important, faking that's not going to hold anybody or getting the ball to somebody open right now? Getting the ball to somebody who's open right now is obviously a lot more important, and that's what he's doing. Why is he doing that? Because he's had Justin Fields, his 2 years at Ohio State, he had 578 pass attempts. That was Tyson Bagent's junior year. Literally 1 year, he had 579, and then he had another season of 572. It's a lot of reps, and you get to understand that the more. And he said that too. He said repetition is the mother of something or other. But basically, I've done this a million times.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have to ride the fake and ride the running back all the way through and then pull it out and then throw, because sometimes the throw's there right now and the hell with the fake. And Tyson does it. Justin, I try to, good soldier, ride the fake and then throw it. Can't do that. He's got to see it and rip it.
Well, that's the one thing that from the Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers is king of the play fake, etc., etc., etc. But equally, when he's got a hot read that he knows he's got a quick 5, an easy 5, he won't even bother. He just literally just pick it, throw it. It's as soon as the ball's in his hands, it's out of his hands and it's on its way. And if they're going to play soft, which we have again here, and again alignment, Sean, in terms of their inside aligned, the corners, both corners are inside aligned. That's giving you pre-snap information. It's nickel, so obviously because we've got 3 receivers on the field, they've got an extra DB on. He's inside aligned. All of this is pre-snap information, and then it becomes the key for me here. The read is the safety when you get Komet motioning across and you go to what looks like a 1, because now rather than having this safety kind of married up over Mooney, you got a linebacker over Komet and there's a safety rolling over. And rolling, and then as he rolls down, and then we get this late motion out of the backfield, which is a receiver, which is Darrington Evans is here. We know we've got him on a linebacker, and for me, I mean that's just embarrassing for this dude. I know if you want to talk about that step by Darnell Mooney there and what it does to 41's soul, that's quite embarrassing, really. But again, what I like is because the safety is so wide, Sean, in terms of middle of field, 1 high safety really because it's cover 3.
And he's trying to help out his line, the guy.
Yeah, he knows he's onto a hide into nothing. He just gets embarrassed, which you'd expect. And to be fair, him coming up, Merrick coming up the way he does, it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good decision for me. This. Again, off the pre-snap information, I like the late quick motion because now we've got that. It's telling us, you know what I mean? We know he's coming. And then he decides he's going to go to the flat after being a blitzer. I really didn't understand what I like is top of the screen as well. I don't know if you notice this. The corner just holds on to him a little bit. He says, "Get the fuck off me." There.
Yeah, if he's able to get inside of him, because you see the corner takes inside position on him because he doesn't want that slant because he knows it's cover 3 and he knows that safety is most likely going to go help down low. So if Darnell Mooney can get that slant, all right, get him turned and cut inside, just throw him open. Just throw him open.
For me, it almost needs to be sort of slightly flatter to do to give him that. So sorry, I've got an issue with my monitor. 1 second. Right, so I'll just let that play, Sean, because I just need to let it play through. So just 1 second.
Yeah, I didn't.
Cool. Sean, you didn't leave me with dead air, did you?
Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to keep going. So just looking at that when you said hold on. So on that one,
what I'm thinking about is the protection we've got up front is actually decent. It's just basically like a slide, isn't it? So it's a slide right with a tight end staying in. So we know we haven't got anything there.
And Darnell Mooney, Darnell Wright, I got to give him mad props. His left shoulder was bothering him. If you watch everything he's doing, he's not using his left arm at all. So he's got this guy's not really close. The ball's already coming out, but he handled Max Crosby with one arm, for all intents of every except the one sack. He was actually, Max Crosby was on the right. Our offense is left, defense is right, and he just came back around and came in and got the sack. Darnell Wright had a phenomenal game with a bum shoulder. Just watch him. He's always just poking, just flexing with the right arm. He can't.
Yeah,
really
that's a 285-pound man he's going up against there, isn't it? Tyree Wilson, a guy that we both liked.
Yeah, we did, coming out of Texas Tech.
Yeah,
and look at the throw though. He throws Tate open, or Darnell Mooney open, only where he can get it down and away.
Yeah,
he sees the guy on it. He sees the guy coming on him.
I've got no problem with the placement. I say I've got no problem with the placement. I've got no problem with the ball being slightly lower. I would like to see it slightly further inside. And I think what happens here, Sean, if you notice, he doesn't really get a full rotation on his shoulders around his central balance. He's throwing back foot and it's all arm.
That was a flick, yeah.
Yeah, which is that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If the route is flatter, then you've got no problem leading him a little bit more. Because it's a little bit steeper, he's got to put it down and away, which is away from where the leverage of the DB is. DB is on his back, so you've got to put it down and in front, which he does. And it's a great catch by Darnell Mooney to keep the ball underneath him. So
it goes to show you the arm strength. He's falling backwards and he's able to flick that ball,
It's about 16 yards. It's not a deep throw, but I mean, again, not an inconsequential one. I think this might be. Have we just put the same player? No, it's not. So again, in terms of like pre-snap information, the Mooney motion. What's the motion telling you? Again, I always say to people, when you get a motion and you've got something which tells you, where you travel past somebody, it's at this point, where you get past the other person that you're being told what you've got here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it's once you get to, center. Once you get past center, what you get in here and here. So that's kind of where the motions. You're looking here. Here you're looking. What have you got there? So the motion again, it's quite a quick motion, but it's like a shallow cell, and we've got like it's not even a pin and pull. It's just the tackle going with like an RPO kind of look there, like a read. And Borum tries to take Crosby low and just completely misses. But for me now, that is on. Right now, that is on.
Yeah, well, he's got to turn. That's why he's waiting.
Yeah. But I like that he kind of
backed up.
He gives himself a bit of room.
Yeah, he's creating a lot more space. He's running it back, and he has the arm strength, but
he doesn't. I don't think he has confidence to throw this, and he does take what he's on, which is the easier completion. And I've got no problem with him, early on in the downs taking a sort of a 6-7 yard completion. I've got no problem with that because he knows he's backing away, which is possibly if this guy isn't here, maybe he does take this deeper route.
Oh, because he could step through. He could step into the throw and put that on a rope.
Yeah, and let's face it, last week he did try to hero ball one and it really cost him, which was the last drive where he tried to hero ball it and he wasn't able to step into the throw and it was picked off. So again, it's a little bit close because if the DB is closer, he can make a play on that.
Right.
But it is down and it is away. It's right at the sideline. It's right at the sideline. So ball placement, absolutely no issue. And mechanically,
if the DB gets it, he's not going for 6 because of the placement. He's going to dive and he's going to have to dive and get it. He'll be off.
He's going to go through the receiver.
It's tough. That's a great ball placement by him.
But that's just don't leave your feet. If you're a big guy and you're running at someone, just don't leave your feet. You've got absolutely no reason to leave your feet here.
None.
This guy is probably going to be coming upfield. He's probably going to be smelling blood in the water at the QB. He's probably not going to see you coming, to be honest, from over here. Especially as he's got to read this because he's the read man, isn't he? He's the read man for Bagent there. He's the unblocked man. That's where he thinks he is anyway. So, Larry, just don't leave your feet, dude. You've got absolutely no reason to do that because that's what a Max Crosby is going to do. He's going to make you look silly. Bagent has the sense there. Mooney's on wide open for me. if it was me, I'd be throwing it right now. But
he can't.
I'd probably also be getting the ball picked off.
Yeah, because see that cornerback over there. See how as he feathers it and bails, and that's what I would teach my corners in cover too. I need you to deepen, okay, until you have a threat, and then you have to feather. So you see he's watching. And once that ball he commits to the outside, then he steps up, because if he throws that ball back, that corner just turns and he jumps, gets that, and has a great shot of picking that off. So
that's good placement on that throw.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, just one.
See,
just don't do it, dude.
Just get his right shoulder. Just get his right shoulder.
Just don't drop your head. You've got to protect the QB. So firstly, your head needs to be that side.
Yeah, hit his right shoulder. That's all you got to do. Hit his right shoulder.
And what you don't want to do is just don't do it, dude. Just stay on your feet. But again, it's a bit of a wobbler. It's not. Let's face facts. He's backing up. But the placement's good. Yeah, it's not a great throw. It doesn't have a lot, tight spiral. Got Cornelius in chat, a regular on your show, in the chat, supporting you, Sean. So that's great to see. But Biscuit Bennett, as it was, wasn't it? The famous Cornelius.
Yeah.
But again, things to like. He has the sense to back up away from the missed block.
Those little things, man. You know what? A buddy of mine, coaching colleague, told me, you know what? If you take care of all the little things, there are no big things. And that's the little thing. All right. You're buying time. You're buying time, and it avoids a sack. All right. Good ball placement. All right. You're going to throw the ball. If he doesn't catch it, it's out of bounds. Now it's back to second and, or the next down. You don't lose any yardage. It's just little things. Because if he doesn't gain ground or lose ground, all right, there's a potential for a sack, a strip, forced fumble like it was last week. And that could have gotten him back into the game. But that him just deepening avoided that potential conflict.
It made a bad block look better. Is what he did. So with two tight ends to this side, obviously we've got two backs in the backfield. We're under center, which is about as rare as rocking horse shit for the Bears. It seems these days, Sean. So I don't know if you've heard that.
I've never heard of that. Before. I like that, Barely. It's as rare as rocking horse shit. That's hilarious.
You don't find a lot of it. No. It's so two tight ends to the left. Again, it's pre-snap information, Sean. Cornerback, outside leverage cornerback. There's some really good pre-snap information going on for Bagent. We get a pull this time from Tev, who again does get the cut block this time, and Blazing Game also gets a piece of him. So they actually do get him this time with the cut block, and Blazing Game over top. But for me, this is all kinds of open right now.
Yeah, but his back is the thing. Blazing Game's got to do a much better job of getting up that's a miscommunication because the two guys shouldn't be on him. Tevin took him, so Blazing Game needs to get up in the hole and take somebody else because there's two guys wasted on him at that particular point. You see how, boom, there.
Yeah, he needs to be kind of looking inside here.
But. Yes, let him go, kick out whoever the big. Remember they talked about bigs on bigs. All right,
yeah,
Blazing Game doesn't need to take that big down lineman. That's for our offensive lineman to take, and the fullback you get the linebacker, you get the D end, or safety, and that's where it needs to be. But still, good job. I love 21. I love 22 personnel. You could still do a lot with it, and here they show you. They show exactly what you can do with it. All right, because you think it's a run. You got two tight ends to the left.
Yeah, you're heavy, and you got a pulling guard. So it's kind of it's all pointing that way, isn't it?
Yep.
But what I do like about this design-wise, Sean, I mean, where was this formation when Justin was playing? There's a lot of that, to be honest, on the tape.
Oh yeah.
From this week. What I particularly like about this is you got like a corner. So this is basically like almost like a post corner by Mooney. You've got then like a flat and a deep over. So you've actually got like a three-way levels concept to this side. You got basically Marcellus Lewis in your flat, your late release. You got Komet there, and then you got almost like a post. It's almost like a post corner, inside release corner from Mooney. And to be honest, arguably, I think Fields probably tries to take the touchdown if I think Fields is on this field, or if not the touchdown, Komet. Now,
Fields is going back corner. Fields is going back corner.
Yeah,
especially
here,
since he got him
right in the corner of the end zone. I mean, he's got it's one high middle of the field. So anything to the post here, the back of the end zone, that's on.
It's either that, and so here's another thing that I hope they're watching. So if they see that Cole Kmet can't keep running. Cole Kmet's
he's got to sit.
The ground.
He's got to sit.
No. He can't. Doesn't sit. Put your foot in the ground. Go straight vertical. Because that'll put that safety in a big time bind. If you can roll that back a little bit for a second.
Yeah. So you think almost have like an option route on this
right there. Yes, an option route. If he goes right up the middle of the field, that safety's looking at him.
I think once he sees that, for me,
he's got to go up the middle of the field or fade. Yeah, fade.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he could just fade it.
And again, this is sort of the thing that you might see a Travis Kelce do, but we don't see the Bears do. And again, with a rookie QB in his first game, I mean, that for me is actually you legitimately could argue any one of these three are open.
Right, you could still hit Komet because that safety.
Yeah, you just sort of sit him inside a little bit, don't you? In fact, you could actually just throw it to the A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just pop it because there's no one else going to get it but him. But he gets it to Lewis, and the big boy does what big boys do: just runs over a couple of DBs like they're not there.
Yep, you're bringing me down, but you're gonna feel the pain on this one.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay the price for that.
Here's what 6'8" and 280 looks like.
Man,
I mean, they sell like really quite well. I mean, look at how hard they've bit here, Sean.
But that and Verissimo, you've heard it on my show.
Reverse pivot, all blind.
How many times have I been saying, get your ass under center? Get Justin under center.
It's just,
you know what I mean? And
it's maddening.
And look at 96 doesn't want to rush because he's like, okay, if I rush, it's not, he's handing the ball off. He didn't hand the ball off. Damn it. And now he's in a bind. So now Bagent's able to get out. And he's looking. He looks like he wants to. He may see Komet and want to throw it, but that safety's still there, so he keeps rolling.
You could kind of argue that's the options he's got right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, I understand that like maybe he's been told like reverse pivot action, bail out, but he really doesn't have any value for me at this point with the way this is blocked up front.
Yeah, the way it's blocked,
there isn't any value to carry on bailing for me. You just set your feet, make your throw easier.
He could plant. Oh hell yeah! And then he can get whatever he needs on any throw at that particular point.
But I mean, again, that's as wide open as it gets.
Yeah, and the most important thing, he got the first down.
He's questioning his life choices at that point, isn't he? 24. He's like, what did I do to deserve this? Their linebackers, I thought, weren't great, Bob.
He's like, shit, no.
Yeah, he's calling up his own butthole, isn't he? At that point, he's like, oh dear. Yeah, this isn't this. I've put this one. I've called this one. I think, and I'm going to put it out there, Sean, before I let it roll through. I'm going to let it roll through once for you. I don't think this is very good. In fact, I would go as far as to say this is bad. I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you decide why, based upon what you see from the pre-snap information. It's.
Man, if he stays in the pocket, he's got him right there.
It's a bad throw.
It's a bad throw. If he stays in the pocket, see what he tried. He tried to do what Justin does sometimes and get outside. If he stays in the pocket, boom, stay.
Just doesn't need to. You don't need to.
Bounce. You got. Look at you got that. You're sitting there, and if he stays there, you see right open, right there.
He's so open.
And that's literally just a toss. You don't even got to put him. It's a little dart, a little flick. And there's nobody by him. So again, he saw him coming. He didn't think Darnell Wright was going to get him, and he was wrong. Wright got him. If he stayed in there, perfect.
I mean, we're okay. If Darnell Mooney can dunk at the very top of the backboard, we're okay with that pass. But I don't think Darnell Mooney can hit 11 feet, Sean. I mean, that's possibly even higher than 11 feet. That's like,
Yeah, he's looking like what? The
maybe 12, 14 feet high. And it almost looks like a throwaway in the end. But
yeah.
again, I think you see Bagent just check down at the floor at the end. He's like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah, he missed. He goes, I
missed big. And again,
Yeah.
I think it's because he's just putting himself under. Why is he bailing?
Yep. Because if he does this and he watches 41, and he sees 40, you know what I mean? And yeah, all you got to do is step up.
I think 41's spying. 41 is spy.
It looks like
TV
it.
Spy.
And if he takes a step up, rewind that. If he takes a step up, 41 takes a step up. Stop right here. No. Right there. If he takes a step up in the pocket, 41 is gonna
be sniffing in here, isn't he?
Sniffing in here, and there comes Darnell Mooney right behind him, flick right over his head. Easy 6 points.
I mean, it's
and not only that, look
wide open.
And look at if he wants to run. You know what I mean? If he wants to run, he's got that whole thing too. Just stay in the pocket. But again, it's a guy who's making his first start.
Yeah, I mean that's the context, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so I mean, this is just like, just don't try and do too much, Tyson. And this is doing too much. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if it's that, just you've got no need to bail. None.
Mm-hmm.
None. And he even sort of throws like, is he seem like pumped with his arm? What are we doing? It's literally there. It's just not great. Not great. And it's quite obviously, I mean, this is the safety here. It's quite obviously zero. The moon is so open.
Yeah. And if anything, just drop it, make it hit the top of the pylon, because it's the way Mooney will run to it.
Yeah.
And there's nobody else behind him. Yeah.
Right in the back corner. But, you know, we did score anyway, because we were, I think it was 1st and 3, we threw that, and it went wide. And then 2nd and 3, we just said, okay, Dante,
here,
we'll just take
to work.
Take this and just smash up the middle, and he did. The running plays, Sean, I'm gonna put a video out on it. It was good. It was good to watch.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll tell you, I was loving it. So it was great when you're in the press box. We have a TV, so we're able to watch. You know, we're about 2 plays ahead than the TV. So when I saw a nice play, I'd look up and say, "Okay, it was a good run." I said, "Let me see this block. Let me see the blocking scheme and how it develops." You know, a couple, 10 seconds later, or 12 or 20 seconds later, on the TV, the broadcast version. So it was amazing. It was amazing. And remind you, this is with Darnell Wright with one shoulder. She's only blocking with his right shoulder.
Yeah, well, and first game with a new guard, yet another new guard next to him.
George, you said it right. I really like that combo, because those are 2 nasty son of bitches right there on that right side. They both woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and I love it, especially as a running back. Those are guys you want to run behind, and I love it. I interviewed Tevin after the game too, and he loved it. He said he loved getting down there. He loved, moving people. I interviewed him and Darnell Wright after the game. So yeah, I love the fact that. So here's the question: are you going to repeat the same game plan? Because this game plan doesn't have to change. Just the plays will change, but you need to stay consistent with the run. 38 times you ran the ball. That needs to be done with Bagent. That needs to be done with Justin. That needs to be done. And I asked Coach Eberflus after the game in his press conference, I'm like, is that your identity now? Are you a running team, or is that? And are you going to continue moving forward? Are you going to continue running the ball? And he's like, well, it's a week-to-week thing, and this and this. And I was like, wrong answer. Wrong answer, dude. Run the ball.
The thing that you do best is the thing that needs to be your identity, and you work everything else off the back of it. That becomes your scheme. That becomes your scheme. You work everything else off the back of that. And it's like, what Lombardi did. He had 9 plays, and 9 base plays. That was it. Vince Lombardi, offensive genius, 9 base plays. And off the back of that, he had all sorts of variations, which is what my concern, Sean, and that the game plan of getting him under centre is far better, because even, like I say, with that reverse pivot that we had with the 2 halfbacks, they have to read it. It's blind to them. The linebackers, it's blind. I can't see whether the QB's got the ball out, whether he's got it tucked in, whether he's going to be handing it off, whether it's going to be passed, whether it's going to be run. I've now got to wait and key my guards longer than when it's shotgun. When it's gun, I see everything right in front of my face. I know whether he's going to hand the ball off. I can see it. I know whether he's going to be passing the ball because I can see it. Not only that, but I can see where he's looking. So, when you've got that pre-snap information, like the linebackers, these guys, when they're looking, he's saying, right, okay, he's my first man in from this side. If I'm going to have a threat, and he's going to be second, and this is going to be third probably, or I'm going to be checking there. I'll check their first glance, check their second. He might have an automatic blitz or whatever the rules are. That's first man in for him. That's going to be second, and then we're looking kind of over here. So this information, if you're in gun and you quite clearly see him step up to block there, instantly we've ruled that out. We know this is too far over to go, and all I need to worry about is there. And you're making it easier for the linebackers. You're making it easier for the safeties. You're making it easier for the D linemen, for Christ's sake. What this alignment is here, what's that, a wide 14? My concern, Sean, is that the Raiders clearly did not get the memo from the Vikings, the way that their defense played us. Because with Justin Fields and us being out of gun, and when we're spraying the shotgun snaps all over the place, and Getsy's apparent refusal to get out of everything being based out of gun, it's almost like he's running air raid, like an air raid variation, like an RPO-based air raid variation. It is what he seems to want to run, and it just doesn't make sense with what we have. For me, Sean, we're not going to keep seeing free releases from our wide receivers and our tight end. There aren't very many teams that are going to give us this, Sean. No, from my opinion. Not when we're running the ball as well as we are. We're going to see, far more up. They're going to be kind of, everyone's going to be in here, and we might have one high, because until we can pass the ball deep with Bagent, and we've got the option of automatic blitzes, we're not going to keep saying this. This is like one of the worst defensive game plans I've seen. What I do like is he's checking left. I mean, obviously he's actually got Evans on, but that's on. Mm-hmm. So if he wants to take that right now, he can.
Yep.
Kometti's not, but what I do like is the recognition by all of these three right here, right now, in this moment. Pockets kind of closing. Bagent has room to step up and out, which he takes. See him press. And then once they start converting, now we've got room behind the back. See this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And again, the sense to come wide first, Sean, rather than straight up.
Then up, yeah.
And, and this by Scott here coming up and then deciding I'm going to go out. And the reason why he does this is he's so smart. This is a rookie receiver. I think this is super, super smart by Scott here, because him coming close here keeps 2 in on him, leaves all this room here.
Right, for the guy behind.
If he presses up, all of a sudden this is gone.
Now you're bringing those other 2 guys, and now you're bringing 4 defenders by 2 receivers, and that's not the number.
I mean, the decision's already made. He's putting it here. It's going to go to Scott at the end of the day. But what I like is this is super smart by a rookie. Just to sort of say, okay, no, I'm going to cut off. I'm going to come. We're going to take it. That's so smart. But for me, Bagent's first read was on, which is there, because we got that kind of thing going on from this side of the field, haven't we? With DJ Moore up in press. Linebacker's not going to stay with him there. So, and he's looking his way.
Yeah. And he should, in that one, he should have looked, okay, I got it. Boom. Throw it to him right now. Get it to him. Linebacker 55. He's not getting them. Yeah, Darrington Evans is too fast. He's not getting them. He's in chase mode automatically.
This is fantastic stuff here, Sean. I'm gonna get a bit geeky O-line. Bear with me, chat, because I'm going to get a little bit hot under the collar about this technique here. Watch Darnell Wright flash his hand because he knows he's up against an elite. If I don't go to the end of the play, that is. Right here. He's up against an elite pass rusher coming from a wide technique. So he knows he's going to convert probably speed to power. And one of the ways you get that is you flash a hand and take it away. So you flash your hand and then take it away. Because if you're going to get a long arm stab, you'll draw that by putting that arm out there. And watch this. I'm going to go frame by frame. Watch him flash that hand and then immediately pull it back. You see he's gone for it. He's gone for the long arm. He's gone for the power. And then he's able to just drop, catch him underneath, forklift that lever underneath, one on the hip on his back, one there. He's not holding because he's not getting outside the frame of the body. Yes, he's between your arms, but he's not holding because he's not escaping the frame. So that's super technique there. Crosby kind of gives up on it. And then Bagent comes out. And for me, again, he's really got his choice, hasn't he? But he's already taken Scott.
Levels,
yeah. So he's got both really, but I've got no problem with taking his throw to Scott, and it's just really good job by him.
Yeah,
just really, like I say, from that other angle, his intelligence to sit down his route was just really, really encouraging to see. Why, thank you, Leo Factor One. I really appreciate that comment.
Leo, what's up, buddy?
Very kind of you. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to like there so far. Get into it 2nd and 4. This is, I think, this is the second quarter, Sean. So we're getting a little bit short on time. We're under 2 minutes. This is where we had some frankly baffling decisions in terms of play calling and clock management for me. Quite odd. And it's taking what's there. Because this is so far off and this is up in press, you can guarantee he's going to beat him to the inside. So it's just taking what's there. DJ Moore's got someone in press. I'm going to bank on him beating him on the slant. This guy's off and we know we've got a run off here. I'm going to take that. I don't need to look at anything else. I'll just take my 6 yards or 7 yards, get it out there, catch the ball, a little bit low, if we're being honest. And DJ Moore still manages to get 3 yards more out of that from where he caught the ball. How? I don't know, but he does. Again, it's such a quick pass. We're not really. And again, see Darnell Wright again with that hand, Sean.
Yep.
Flash. And then Crosby's. It's such a chess match. That is two really. And then he does a ghost move. You see him do the ghost hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that gives offensive tackles, gives them fits. That move. And he's just got him in his bag. And then that pass again. It's all arm, Sean. There's no rotation there. That's all arm. A little bit, if we're being honest, that's a little bit back hip. Bearing in mind that's where the corner is. Needs to be the other side of his body for me. But again, DJ Moore to be able to catch that and then eke out another 3 yards, 2.5, we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
Just fantastic stuff.
And that could be the difference between your first down and 3rd and short, 4th and short. You know what I mean? That extra 2 yards, 2.5 yards. Just getting forward, diving forward.
Second and 5, 2nd and 4 is a nice place to be in as an offense. It's much
that's
better
what they
than
did all day, George. That's what they did all day. They stayed ahead of the chains. They were on time. They didn't. There were very few times. I mean, there were a couple holding. Borum had a couple holding penalties, which really set him back. All right, but when he didn't, when Borum was a bit dodgy. Yeah, it was. Well, when he wasn't called, they were on time, and that's the only thing. I mean, even if you get 2 yards on first down, no problem. Now, if you get 3 to 4 on second down, now you're looking at 3rd and 4, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, which is makeable. You don't want 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12.
Your run package is much less obvious at that point as well, isn't it? And that means that your play action package is also a lot wider when you're in those kind of downs. Again, Tyler, I think Scott had a very good game, to be honest. Again, it's basically you got what you call a mirror concept here, Sean, which I'm sure you're familiar with. What you got is you got a deep from the outside and an out, and you got a deep from the outside. Sorry, a deep from the outside and an out. So what you're basically doing, your read is kind of here. Obviously, the safeties are covered too. You know that they're going to be trying to cover the sideline, and what we're trying to get is the sideline at the end of the day. with both sides of the fields, the field, and that's he's got Mooney definitely. It's a little bit late on the throw, if I'm honest, for me, because at this point where he sees that bail, we see him widen. Ball's got to be out now.
No, I
disagree. A little bit high.
I would disagree with you on the timing of it, because if it comes out any sooner, that DB is still too close. That DB took another step or two out, and I think that bought him time. The ball was high, yes, but I think that it was okay, that timing, just to get that DB to deepen take another step or two. So that's a lot easier throw, which again he threw a little high.
Yeah.
See how that cornerback's still not there?
That's a fantastic catch. But I mean, it's even sort of like,
because what they're trying to do, they're trying to keep that. They're trying
to get to depth. Yeah,
they're trying to keep that soft spot because that's DJ Moore. So they're trying to bracket him there, and then we'll come up late. We'll rally on the flats.
Yeah, that's definitely true there. Darnell Mooney, two Darnell's better than one. Darnell Wright and Darnell Mooney. Yeah, love it. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, so I mean, again, taking what's there, just being sensible with it. At the end of the day, we're getting a little bit tight on time now. So I mean, middle of the field's probably not going to be much of an option. Is this the same route? It is. Sorry, it's the same play, isn't it? So I think this was after that previous one was 1st and 20, I think, because of a hold. So again, motion's not really telling you much there, other than the fact you've got some sort of like what looks like cover 6 to me, Sean.
Yeah.
Just take it early, and he does. This is a problem because it's not a long pass, and this is really doing Darnell Mooney no favors at all. It being this low for him to catch.
There's no torque. There's no torque by Tyson Bagent. That was all arm. Yeah. You didn't see his hips twist. If he twists his hips and gets some torque, all right, that ball gets there. First of all, it's not as low. Secondly, it gets there sooner, and he can cut right up inside of that block by DJ Moore, and now he's dealing with the safety. So that was a bad throw. Darnell Mooney was put in a bad position by Tyson Bagent because he didn't flip his hips on that throw.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see it perfectly on this angle. You see the zero rotation. He's so front foot heavy here, Sean. This is what's killing him on his power, on his throws. It being so front foot heavy, you almost want the weight more coming off the back foot forward. So for the rotation to be able to go there, you want to be able to rotate your front hip, keep that front foot light until the point where the ball is rotating. So you want to be pushing off that back foot, your weight sort of 60-40 almost, back foot to front foot. As you come forward is where your rotation comes in, and that's where all your power comes from. But here it's very, very, very front foot heavy, and that's why the ball sort of dies on him like this. And it's not a long pass, but that's so low. If he puts the ball kind of out here, waist high, Mooney's got a two-way go because he has to sort of catch it at his feet, gather, turn. The DB's coming, from the inside to out, and that's going to be.
And imagine he still had positive yards. Imagine if he didn't have to get down low and catch it. Now he's running. He's got a clean slate. Boom. So he's up on 25. Who made the tackle? 21. 21's in chase mode, and now it's Darnell Mooney and number 25. If that ball gets there sooner.
So again, the very next play. I mean, we've just taken 30 seconds off the clock, which again, this was all part of the. Maybe that's not particularly very good clock management, Flus and Getsy'ing, but we've gone from 1st and 20 to 2nd and 13, 3rd and 7, and then we see the bail. We've got 3 deep, 1 under. It's like 2 late releases. So you've got, and again, it's off platform. So we've got 2 late releases, which is Evans and Komet. And now we're in kind of bail mode. So hopefully you want to see everyone kind of transitioning over that way.
Well, what happens is that defensive end, I think it was what was the guy's name? Anyway, he cuts inside. He
Yeah,
comes deep back. He goes over the A gap. He comes
and
over the
that's where that
center.
bad left shoulder shows up for Darnell Wright last week.
So this is how Tyson Bagent is able to get out. There's a stunt. That defensive end dives. He stunts into the middle. No one keeps outside contain.
Yeah, we'll
It's out.
see it better from this angle. I think this is where Darnell Wright just
Yeah.
his left shoulder is clearly bothering him.
See the stunt by the whoop.
Yeah, and it kind of gets a foot behind his heel as well there. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, yeah, he trips over.
Tev's right foot is
Seven.
literally right behind his heel. He can't move back with that left foot.
Yep.
And that's what kind of takes him down. But this here, this is the bit that really, for me, is keep your eyes up here, guys. I mean, look at the room he's got to work with. Again, he's just got to throw this earlier. He's got to throw it earlier. He's got to throw it now. You know what I mean? We don't need to take another 3 or 4 steps here, Sean.
No.
But 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Much better rotation that time. Now you see he's going off the back foot, Sean.
Yep.
Off the back foot, much better rotation. That's why the ball gets there. It doesn't dip. But it's like 4 steps too late for me. It's just, the point where you want to be throwing it is.
Well, the good thing about this, here's why it's not as bad a play, George, is it takes him out of bounds. You know what I mean? There's a guy up there.
You've got one man to beat equally, Sean. We are talking DJ Moore, so it's. I get it, and again, I'm not going to kill him for putting it on the sideline and getting him out of bounds with the clock where it is in the
half.
The half, going in. But for me, if you kind of put it, here now, as in when your right foot hits now, there, if you're putting it here, you've got DJ Moore against one man. But here you got him against sideline, which, fair enough, and we're getting out of bounds. But if he puts it earlier, I don't think there's any chance that Merrick's going to catch him, 25. I don't think there's any way that he catches DJ Moore from there. And Epps is the opposite side of the field, like way, way, way off. Just a little bit late, that's all. Good throw. And DJ Moore doing a fantastic job.
Getting both feet in, stepping out, yep.
And the presence of mind as well, Sean, to press in before he came away.
Yeah.
That sort of route savvy, I think you'd probably call it, wouldn't you? So we got, as you can see, you've got 4 more plays left, guys, and then we'll. I don't know if Sean's got time to take any questions from chat because we do have some people in here. So it's always good to see everyone live. Thank you for joining. Motion coming across. What's the motion telling us? So the safety. So watch the rotation. The safety's 1 up, 1 down. So it's 1 high. They're not showing 1 high. They're showing 2 high at the moment. But again, corner back to that side of the field. No one trails. And as soon as you get past centre, you see the safety rotate down. Once you get past the centre, we know we've got 1 high. And now we know we've got a man with a safety on Scott. Again, fantastic stuff by Darnell right there. Fantastic set, and then Tev gives him a rib tickler. Gives him a rib tickler. And what I like is, again, just the presence of mind, just patience, just press up. And he sees the vision here, Sean. So now he's got the fullback in the flat. And just sort of, again, kudos for seeing it. I'm not sure the pump is actually helping you here because no one is buying it because there's no one to buy it. If anything, throw it.
Get it there right now.
Yeah,
because there's nobody up and there's nobody outside the numbers. Everybody's inside the numbers.
Yeah,
the numbers in the hash. You get it to him now. He's running up the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, for me, throw it at that point. Just throw it. Just throw it.
Yeah.
And again, otherwise you're running up against the linebacker. And to be fair to Bagent, gets the first down. But I think if he throws it to Blazingham at this point, he's going to be at least here.
At least, because you see the tight end and the safety on the 50-yard line, he's turning around. He's got to go and get him.
He's facing the wrong way, this guy is. Yeah. He's facing the end zone.
Yep, he's turning. He's turned around. Yep.
Now he sees him. But again, it's like, we're already here kind of thing. But And it was Foreman as well. It wasn't Blasingame.
Oh man, yeah.
So again, motion, just where the rotation comes down, that's the information it's giving you. So from a QB's perspective, that's what you're watching. And then you're watching those guys. You know you've got one high. A little bit right with a snap. Great stuff by Cody, but that's a fantastic position there.
Yeah.
That is really good stuff by Darnell Wright here and Cody Whitehair.
Look at 7-7 here. You know what? Get off him.
He's got a bit of a problem with his left shoulder, mate. I'm just coming help him from that side. Love it. Just throw that. Just literally, when you get to that, Tyson, just throw it. You don't need to pump it.
Yeah, there's nobody out there. Nobody. Yeah. Who was that? 22, 42, I mean, look at, dude, he's behind Komet. So you throw it. He's not even going to realize that ball's it's being thrown to Dante Foreman. Just get that ball out there right now. Let him run, because the only people who can get him are the guy behind Komet and the guy at the top of the screen, at the top of the safety, who's about to turn the wrong way. So
yeah, this dude.
Yeah.
He's about to be facing the
the
cheap seats.
Yeah.
I think he's just putting himself at harm's risk there, to be honest. What I like is the patience, moving up out of the pocket and pressing the line of scrimmage. What I don't like is this time maybe just throw that. Just throw it.
Yeah. He's got to throw it. He's got to throw it, because then he got Deontay Foreman on 23, and if he beats 23, guess what? Tyson Bagent has a over 200-yard day.
Yeah, I mean, it gives him an extra 40 at least, doesn't it? I think there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a play, Sean, I've been wanting the Bears to run since we drafted Justin Fields, because every time we see Justin Fields on a bootleg, half of the field follows him. They chase him. And it means the backside of the field, that throwback, is wide open. And it was here. And again, it's pistol. Motion goes across to give you two tight ends to the right. So 12 personnel. That sort of zone left action. Again, if that's under center, I think that action just works a little bit better.
Much better.
The boot action. And look at, and this is something we see even more when it's Justin Fields. You know what I mean? Oh, shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, shit. You know what I mean? We've got all this room to have to cover. And we're so far run off with the safeties, with the two run off here. But then, and I want you to watch, guys, here. I want you to watch Cody Whitehair, and I want you to watch Tevin Jenkins.
And then watch the running back and watch the ball carrier, and there is patience as well on this one.
Yeah, just sit and wait. And then it's like the shouts, everyone's being patient here. Wait for the go call. Catch it, go. And then, again, you want to watch this and you want to watch this. Just keep your eyes there, guys. Keep your eyes there, because this is just – it's offensive line porn, this is. Oh, dear. Oh, it's just not going to end well for you. And this guy here, the linebacker, it's just not going to end well for you. Oh, my God. Absolutely. Both of them at the same time, absolutely crushed. There's one body, and there's another body. Absolutely smashed. Love it. And Foreman, bless him, doesn't realise he's already stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, because he was ready he's bracing for the hit, trying to
run
over.
He's looking for it. You know what I mean? He smells blood in the water. But just press inside to settle his feet. You know what I mean, Sean?
Yeah.
I mean, as a running back, press inside, make him slow up his feet. Then you snot him. You don't need to give yourself a run up at it.
Yeah, you set him up so he doesn't have a good base.
Yeah,
you set him up so when you press inside, and all of a sudden he settles down, his hips wide, his hips may even turn, and if his hips turn inside, and all of a sudden he's got to turn back outside, he really has no power to deliver a blow. And now you have all the momentum. Now you can drop that shoulder, hit them, run through them. Those are the easiest ones to be able to run through people, is when you get their feet, their balance, get them off balance.
Ron, the whole point of this video, and I do hope you have the chance to go back and watch it from the start, is that there were some good things to like about Bagent in this performance. There were some things he definitely needs to work on. So please go back to the start and have a look. But yeah, he did well. And for me, the play calling helped him a little bit. The run game definitely helps him. If we can run like we can, that's what we need to be doing more of for me.
38
charge
times
that
they carried the ball. 38 times.
Yeah, and a 5 yard per carry average.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty rare position to be in. But again, just watch it from this. Just honestly, guys, this is a treat. Keep your eye on these two. This is, and Sean, I'd love to, again, as a running back, tell me what you think that Foreman does and maybe should do a little bit more of. Love the patience there.
Boom, when he gets back outside.
Borum gets a really important, just enough of him.
Mm-hmm, just enough. Now get back outside and let those blocks develop and let them go to work.
Look at Tev already. He can smell. Dude, he can smell blood. Look at just the body position of him, Sean. He's looking for someone
you know what would be
kill.
awesome if you could see inside his helmet and all of a sudden it's like calculating 3. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, it's almost like hearing a miss. I love this as well by Cody White. This is a hell of a collision. Bang! He just stops him.
Yeah,
you see a kid run into an adult.
Yes.
And kids wearing full kit and the adults wearing no kit. And you see the kid run into the adult and it just, oh dear. It just didn't end well. It didn't end well. And then Tev just, he's already down, mate. He's already down. You don't need to bury him at this point, Tev. But, bury him he does. Have my body weight on you. Foreman doesn't realise. And again, Sean, you speak as a running back here. When you're this tight to the sideline,
first of all,
you kind of want to make room for yourself, don't you?
Yeah, once you get around, you gotta plant and get to the outside. See, he's at the bottom of the hash on the sideline. He's got to get to the top of the hash. He's got to stay there, right? Get upfield right there, so you have time to. If you want to cut back, you can cut back. All right, but first and foremost, you got to get that ball in the outside arm. He's got to get that ball in the outside arm. He's got it in the right arm. It's close to the defender because what they're not doing, and what we've done a lot and what we used to do a lot more is that peanut punch. All right, keep that ball away. And if it's in the other arm and the peanut punches it, it's most likely going to go out of bounds. So get that ball. And what I tell you, little things. If you take care of all little things, there are no big things. If he keeps that ball on the left arm on this particular one, now you can really wind up with that right shoulder and give this safety a wallop. Like he did. Look at that. Boom.
And to be fair, Epps does his best, you know what I mean? He's like, but I mean, again, if he takes a hard plant with that left foot, Sean, there, get the ball into the left, and he just drifts. He just keeps drifting. I'm out of bounds now.
Yeah, 1, 2 steps.
But this here by Cody and Tev, oh my God, I was cackling when I saw this on the replay. I lived for that, Sean, when I played guard, when I was older and fatter and slower. And I moved into guard from being, originally running back and then QB and then tight end. And then I moved to tackle and then I moved to guard and that's where I finished. They're playing guard and defensive end.
This is a great angle.
Oh, yeah, just watch. This is just not good. This is what it looks like to run into a tree, guys. Number 41. Just, dear. Watch his head. Watch his head.
Well, it's not that. It's Cody Whitehair behind him who smacks the shit out of him from behind. So first he's running into a tree and then he's getting run over from behind.
You want to talk about intent, Sean? Let's just talk about some intent here. Let's just talk about watch his hands. He's airborne. He's airborne and he's facing the wrong way. This is not going well for you, number 43.
And I'm going to finish.
And then watch this. Hands on the back of him. Hands on the back of him. Down you go. Eat some turf, dude. Eat some grass.
Face first.
Oh my God.
He should be under concussion protocol. The way his
43, definitely after that one. Get him in the blue tent. I loved that. I loved it. Just so much fun, that sort of shit. I mean, when you got a running back who helps you sets it up as well, it's really is a thing of beauty. So 3rd and 6, 2 more plays now, guys. We're gonna end on a positive, I hope. Again, motion in from Komet, but he just settles at the what you call a flanker kind of position there, the wing, if you want. And he's in pass pro. So I think this is actually a call, Sean. I think this is I'm not sure if there is an audible by Bagent for this, but he definitely comes in to protect. and the line's rotated right. We're a bit overkill in pass pro here, but it does mean he's got all the time in the world to throw this. And again, patience. I'm not going to get any of this. I've only got three out, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 3 against 7. Now, unless it's a Bears zone defense, probably not going to get somebody open. If it's a Bears zone defense, you have a chance because we don't run zone particularly well. But what we do have is a lot of room underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And Darrington Evans here does a fantastic job. And Cole Kmet, to be fair to him, he really is chasing, trying to, and again, just makes him stay that little bit wider. And Darrington Evans, what he does do here, Sean, what I love, he presses the sideline to create room to cut back. So he kind of does the opposite of what we just said, where he's tight to sideline, where he's in the middle of the field, presses wide to get the over pursuit angle. That's that step there. Come inside your block. And then he's still got a lot of work to do. Third down. Still got a lot of work to do to get a first down here. Look at this. Little guy. Little running back, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good because, Bagent, I think he realises fairly early on, but he stays patient in the pocket. Just wait. Okay. Yeah, I don't like him shot putting it again, but he gets it there.
And he saw Tyler Scott open up, come right behind that linebacker. He was right in between all three of those guys, but he said no. He dumps it off, and a good job by Everton keeping it wide, because that makes it a lot further for Crosby to get. Because if he goes upfield right now, Crosby has a shorter distance to get to him, so he keeps pressing to the outside, which makes Crosby still have to run, and that's why he slices up in right behind Cole Kmet, which allows him out.
I love what you just said there, Sean. Is that first of all, if you cut up straight away, you make this a lot easier. This here, but if you press it to the outside, he has to stay, and everyone has to still keep this kind of pursuit angle. So in other words, he still has to be coming more towards there than towards here. You know what I mean?
And what you're doing is you're creating a soft shoulder. So if you keep going outside, his body's got to angle that way. So that means his soft shoulder is going to be his right shoulder or his inside shoulder, and that's the shoulder you cut off of, which he does.
And that's kind of what you want, isn't it? There.
Yep. Cut. Boom.
Yeah,
there
cut.
It is.
He's still got a lot of work to do here, Sean. And then look at him, that step there.
Yep, cuts back inside because he feels Crosby pulling him outside, so he cuts back inside off it. Whoop.
Hard shoulder. You talk about giving someone a hard shoulder, Sean. That's a hard shoulder. Absorbing the contact there, and then look at the acceleration again, just to go again. Get that first down. And then Crosby, that's actually a penalty, that is.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that, guys. That should be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, you can't kick.
You're not allowed to kick to tackle.
Or trip or hit,
That should have been 15 tacked on that.
Or half the distance anyway.
Yeah. I think we are inside the 20 there, aren't we? Is that Bilal Nichols?
Yeah.
That's fantastic stuff for Darrington Evans. It really is. So this
is what you feed the running backs. You feed them, right? You don't let you're giving the ball on the ground, and they're in the game. All right, they're lathered up, they're ready to go. They're running people over. They feel they're involved. And whether you have the ball, whether you catch the ball on a pass, or whether you get the ball on a handoff, once you've been involved, you're in the flow of the game. And now these are the guys that you want having the ball. And when we get everybody back, we got 3, maybe 4. Now 4 with Darrington Evans, because Darrington Evans wants to play. So you saw what he put on tape, like, hey, don't forget about me. So if they can find a spot for him on special teams, they might dress 4 running backs.
I think he's earned a spot over Homer, if I'm being honest.
I
think Homer's gone.
Odd man out.
There is actually two plays. My apologies. There's 2 plays left. So again, motion. So what's motion telling us? For me, Sean, where you see where he's actually coming over the opposite side, we're getting an overload blitz, and that's going to be man, and we've got 0. We've got 2 linebackers here. We've got 0, which means you got one-on-one with no safety help right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Bagent sees it. He sees it. Talk about ball placement, Sean.
Yeah, I thought he had it. It's if he held he you know what, he was trying to make a perfect pass instead of just throwing it. Because if he throws it to the pylon, he's got it. Because if you notice, DJ's backing up, he's waiting for the ball. Throw that ball early. Throw it early. And if DJ doesn't get it, nobody gets it.
Because he's impressing inside lineman, you can back shoulder it straight away.
Or if you want to back shoulder's fine too.
Yeah, and you can put it flatter and harder that way, so you don't have to lollipop it as much as he does.
Oh yeah, you could put that on that's a fastball.
So back shoulder, you can back shoulder it right now, but for me, this is way too far inside. I mean, look where the leverage of the defender is, and DJ Moore here.
See how he has to turn?
A shit ton of work to do to get that ball.
Waiting.
But look how far inside it is, Sean, and how much room we've got.
No, but I'm saying if that. Go ahead, rewind it. Wind that back a little. If he no, a little more right here. Throw that to the pylon. Throw that to the pylon.
Yeah, the back corner,
back pylon.
Yeah.
Throw it to that, and he just runs away from him. He just see how he's waiting, turning. All he's got to do is now turn and just run away from him. The guy can't. Yeah, you got to drop it in the bucket.
Yeah, you put a wheelie bin. You put a wheelie bin in the back of the end zone. You just throw it into the wheelie bin on the pylon. And that's how you practice those. But this is way too far inside. There's two places you can put it. You can either put it here in that bit, or you can back shoulder it sort of, kind of round about here kind of position, which is a much flatter throw. And again, because it's inside leverage, corner doesn't have a chance to get into like a back shoulder because he's facing the wrong way, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's tough.
But the thing is, yes, we lost a touchdown here, which he almost came up with.
Yeah.
Very close. It's like it's the last hand that he gets in there, which is what knocks the ball away. But you see with that motion, and then you see this, he knows he's got zero, and this is a blitzer. So he doesn't need to look anywhere else. I'm just going to straight away up.
Now.
Yeah.
Now. Too late.
Yeah. And it's just, again, it's all arm, Sean. It's all arm.
Throw it up.
How heavy he is, again.
But if you throw it right then, you could still use all arm, right? Because at this point, you can get it there. But if you look where DJ Moore would actually probably be by the S where that ball is being released, and you can, if it lands there, right there, he's run away from that defender, no problem. It's an easy 6.
Yeah, it's kind of there too long. Isn't it? He's really where we want it.
Rewind it and let it run full. And wait till you see he takes. How many steps does he take? He just got to get it and flick it. Get it out to the pylon.
Oh, you mean from it literally used to be one step throw.
Yep.
Pivot
1, 2,
throw.
3. Yeah.
It's way too far inside.
Yeah. One jump back step. You're going to jump back, and as he lands, he comes up, puts that ball up over out to the pylon, and go get it, DJ.
Yeah, Peters did do his job at the end of the day, but when it's that far inside, you are making it easier, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, he that poor pass, the ball placement allowed Peters to do his job. Because if the ball was placed or thrown earlier, there's nothing Peters could have done because he has to take inside leverage. You can't get beat out of slant, so he has to take inside leverage. So when they're inside leverage, you freeze them, and then you get to the outside. And that ball should be in the air when he's faking. All right, that when he's coming up like that ball should be in the air already to the sideline. And I know it's already in the air. So
it's a landmark throw. It's a landmark throw. Just
literally
into the bucket, back of the end zone. That's where it goes. I'm going to film reference for you, Sean. I'm sure you're going to get it. Boys, don't come back until you've redeemed yourselves. Out of the Blues Brothers, the penguin. And then she floats backwards and the door slams. And the Blues Brothers are like,
they're at the bottom of the stairs.
Shit, fuck, shit, bitch, penguin. But he does. He redeems himself, Sean. He redeems himself.
With the ruler.
Yeah. Love it. But he does redeem himself. So again, we've got a man beater concept here where you got like that pick almost flat as well. So you got end zone, back, flat. So floods, which I've been saying, crosses and floods, levels, crosses and floods. You've got an answer for everything. I love the patience again. A little bit bouncy, but I love the patience and just takes the easy throw. He does have Mooney open at the end of the day. He's got that for a touchdown.
But he doesn't have his feet for Mooney.
No.
See how? So that's why he doesn't have Mooney. He doesn't have the feet. If he had better feet on that throw, like you look at the way he throws it to Foreman. Right? That's just all. Yeah.
He has too much concrete in his boots, Sean.
If he has better feet, he can put that on a rope. He can get that to Mooney, but he couldn't get it to Mooney from there because of his base.
That's why he's struggling with power a little bit. He gets the ball out faster that way, but he needs to get a little bit more where he's going to get the umph behind it. So it needs to be back foot, rotate from that back foot, going forwards. That's where you get your rotation. That's where you get your power and your pace. And then the ball doesn't die on you, which we've had a couple. But at the end of the day, we're going to end on a touchdown. What I love here is watch the reaction of Cole Kmet. He's not getting the ball. Watch it from the other angle here because you're going to see him. He's going to get hype. Again, in terms of protection, so the motion tells you a lot. It tells you got Mooney there, and that inside step by Mooney there, he's got him for a touchdown if he wants it. But again, do you see how set his feet are, Sean?
Yep.
Once he gets to there, that's my son you can hear, by the way. And then Foreman does the rest.
Yeah.
Then again, watch the reaction by Cole Kmet. You talk about, being invested.
Yeah.
Think he's hyped there, Sean?
He's fired up.
That's the way you want to see it. But I thought there was a lot to be encouraged about. But again, sort of like the reason why you're going to struggle to get the ball there, particularly when they start playing press on you, is you can't be that just everything, all 10 in the ground. You need to be, yes, you need to end with 10 in the ground, but you don't want to start with 10 in the ground, if you get me.
Yeah, there's got to be rotation. There's got to be,
yeah.
I mean, even if it's just the hips, that torque is going to get the ball there a lot sooner and a lot crisper.
Well, speaking of torque here, Sean, what the Foreman does when he gets it, okay, head down, protect the ball, get in there. And that's a spear for me, Sean. That's leading with your helmet, leading with the crown of the helmet, not putting his hands up, making contact with the helmet first. Again, it's a spear, but, Foreman doesn't react to it. And that's it. So that was the tape. So I'm going to stop sharing the tape now. So I don't know if anyone else wants to ask any questions, but you've got this dude over there. If you want to just, I'll put it on you, Sean, for a second. So if you want to just hype what you've got coming up this week.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be on 9 a.m. to 11 Central Time. Check it out. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on our YouTube channel, Sports Zone Chicago. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you'll get a notification. Make sure you click the little bell next to it so you're alerted anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago goes live. So we'll be on tomorrow, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. to 11 Central Time. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk. We got a lot of Bulls to talk tomorrow. The NBA season starts tomorrow. Bulls starts tonight, but the Bulls play tomorrow. And then we have a lot of Bears talk. We're going to talk a lot of Bears. We're going to go talk about some of the interviews that I did in the after the game, and get excited about and kind of start previewing towards Sunday night's game in LA at SoFi Stadium. So make sure you tune in. We also have a mobile app. You can download Sports Zone Chicago from wherever you get your apps from. And we also have a Roku channel. So if you have a Roku TV in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel. Download the channel. You can watch us on the big screen. A lot of our people do. They'll watch us on the big screen and on their phone, so they can stay interactive with us. So make sure you can catch us on all those different platforms. Check us out tomorrow. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We are at Sports Zone Chicago. On Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Chi, CHI. If you want to follow me, just me personally, it's at the Sean Sierra, THE Sean Sierra. And that's on Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All those just one handle at the Sean Sierra.
And that, my friends, is how you get the money's worth out of your chance to give a promo for what you got coming up this week. So thanks so much. I don't know if chat's got any questions, if anyone wants to ask anything quickly before we wrap it up, Sean, or have you got any other comments from what you saw from Bagent at the weekend that what are your concerns for this week? What are your hopes for this week for the Bears offense?
Offense, I hope they do the same thing. All right. I want them to do the same thing. And you know what? There's a big, when people say, okay, we got to put a wrinkle in and you got to do this. No, you don't. All right. Here's what we're going to run. Stop it. Okay, now what the Bears need to do is prepare. What are you going to do? What is the team going to do to stop it? If you're a defensive coordinator, which is why they hired a particular defensive analyst, what would a defense do to stop it? Once we start running the ball, what are they going to do? What do you think they're going to do? So when they're going to do this or this or this, okay, if they do this or this or this, then these are our adjustments. Make sure you have an adjustment or two or three when they make their adjustments, when you keep pounding the ball down, running the ball down their throat. I want to see that. I want to see Bagent. A couple more things. Get rid of the ball. We talked about the flats. Get us your playmakers. All right. Get us your playmakers. Listen, people are getting crazy about Bagent. I think he's a phenomenal backup. I think him and Justin for the next 5 to 7 years is going to be a great 1-2 combo. I think it'd be, and I think Ryan Poles, what he's doing, Bellissimo. I think he's driving the price up for that number 1 pick just by going to see Caleb Williams, going to see Drake May. We're in the market for a quarterback. He's driving the market up. So what's the score versus the Chargers? Well, the Chargers have the worst pass defense in the league. We're going to run the ball as well. I think as long as, and here's the thing that concerns me is how's Darnell Wright's shoulder, because now you got rid of one stud pass rusher. Now you come in this week, you got 2 stud pass rushers. You're not going to get a break. You get Khalil Mack or you get Bosa, one or the other. Every play you're going to have a stud that you got to deal with. So that concerns me a little bit. You know, I think the Bears can get them late in the game, and I think it might be maybe another 30 piece, another 30 burger, maybe 30-17 with a late touchdown by the Bears would put it away. It'll be 23-17, and then boom, we get a late touchdown and extend it, and put the women and kids to bed.
So, do you want to answer this question? It's a handsome follower of the show. This person here, Bellissimo, has asked the question. Sean, do we have 2 QBs better than what the Packers have at the moment?
Yeah, we do. We do. And everyone, remember after week 1, everyone's talking about, and they're clowning Justin. They're saying, they're loving how much, and everyone's loving Jordan Love. Well, guess what? That was week 1, and there's 16 weeks left. And since that time, he has been horrible. The Packer faithful are not happy with him, and understandable. All right, he could be the worst quarterback in the NFC North. Could be. All right, Kirk Cousins definitely isn't after what he did yesterday. I was pissed when they beat Frisco, but nonetheless,
yeah.
And then you got Jared Goff up in Detroit. All right, he's not the worst, and Tyson Bagent, and Justin Fields, they're definitely not the worst. So, yeah, I think they have the Packers now have the worst quarterback in the NFC North.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Sean, I mean, the things, this is an interesting question. I think Nate Davis does come in and return at right tackle, if I'm honest.
Like tackle or guard?
Right guard, sorry. Yeah, at right guard. I think he will come back at right guard. But, I mean, I can see him coming in at right guard. And if Darnell Wright, and it's not right to keep moving Tev Jenkins all over the place, but we know he's a competent right tackle. So worst case scenario for next week, if Darnell Wright can't go with that left shoulder, I think you could legitimately make a case for moving Tev to right tackle, Nate Davis to right guard, leave Cody where he played some of his best football of the year this year. Last week, I thought at left guard, he looked much more solid at left guard than he does at centre. Patrick, for me, isn't a starting quality centre. I think Doug Kramer played better than him in the preseason. Doug Kramer would be starting if healthy. For me at centre, but
he got in a couple reps. Doug Kramer, he got in a couple reps at the end of the game.
Yeah, the very end. Yeah, I think he got in at the very end.
Time. Yeah,
but for me, my concerns this week, Sean, on the offense is I would like to see more 2 tight end sets with Mercedes Lewis being the tight end who's on the field, probably the most out of those 2 tight end sets, and I think you can put Komet and Tonyan in with him, because the reason why is because he's legit. Almost the quality of an offensive tackle in terms of his pass blocking. He also obviously can go out and catch the ball. He's reliable hands. He's not going to burn anyone, but he knows where to sit in the zone. He knows how to set people up, and he's a force in the run game. I would like to see run heavy dose. Hopefully Roshan comes back, and that makes a difference in that backfield. But with a 3-headed monster of Foreman, Roshan Johnson, and what was his name?
Darrington Evans.
Darrington Evans, because Darrington Evans, I thought, played extremely well last week. I think Homer is a goner. We've seen nothing from him on special teams, to be honest, or on as an offensive performer. I don't want to see as much shotgun.
No.
I don't, because against their front, Sean, it's a concern. And one of the easiest ways to be able to pass against a charge is to be able to run inside on them. And with the option to run toss outside with some of the quicker guys that we had, toss worked really well last week, I thought.
It did.
For the Bears, and I thought the inside traps on sort of more open spread type looks. Again, I'd like to see more in the centre for Bagent, lots of pre-snap motion and information, and get out of the huddle quickly, because the longer you can keep a Bosa and a Khalil Mack in a 3-point stance, the better it is for you. That's again something I would like to see.
Well, I want to see him run at him, George. I want to see. I want to see you run at Bosa. I want to see you run at Khalil Mack. Run at him. You pull a guard and big on big. Pull the guard.
Some pin and pulls, maybe. To get outside them. Some pin and pull plays. Maybe some traps.
Just get out and just trap them. Just what you're gonna get a heavy dose of a 300-pound guy with a head start. All right, because 300-pound with a head start is coming your way, and you got to deal with it. Now you're going to dance around it. All of a sudden, now the running back sneaks in, hops back out, big gain. Are you going to try and take it on? You don't have enough weight in your ass to deal with it. So how are they going to deal with that with those guys, offensive linemen with a head start? It's going to be if they continue to do that, that run game is going to take off, which means that passing game is going to take off, which means the Bears should win that game if they continue. They do just what they did. Like I said, run the ball 35 plus times a game. You need to say, hey, listen, we're going to hit the ground, the ball. We're going to run the ball minimum 35 times. Watch how excited the offensive linemen get. Watch how excited they get when you tell them we're running the ball 35 times minimum, and see what kind of attitude they have when they get there on Sunday. Man, that's George. When you're an offensive lineman and your coach said, George, rest of the O-line, we're running 35 times. Tell me how excited you would get if that's what you heard.
Love it. The thing is with being an offensive lineman, the key is in the first word of what you called, which is offensive. And that's what you want to be. If you can come off, what the snap count is, it gives you an immediate advantage when you're coming downhill. Yep. If you're going backwards, you don't get as much of an advantage because you're still going backwards at the end of the day. You're trying to catch someone who's like a 250, 260-pound D-end, in the case of both Bosa and Mack. Both are very good at getting upfield pressure. Both are very good at speed to power. You really are. They've got a lot of things that they can throw at you in terms of pass moves. If you are getting them off balance, off kilter, if you're hitting them before they're out of the stance, it's far better for you. The quicker you get on a defensive lineman, the easier it is to try and, at the very least, get position on them and to be able to win with position if you can't move them. So that for me is key, Sean. I think we're going to have to get on their DNs early, make them think, are they going to get trapped? Are they going to get pinned? Are they going to get whammed? That slows them coming down on the pass rush upfield quite as fast, maybe, as they would do. My concern is we see a lot of press, we see a lot of run blitz early, we see a lot of blitz generally, because I think that's where I can see Bagent getting a little bit happy in the pocket, and I can see with Borum, he's going to struggle against Khalil Mack, if I'm being honest. I think he's going to struggle against him.
What I want to see, George, first play, I would love to have have an offensive lineman check in as eligible. And I've said it on my show ad nauseum. I'm going to say it again. Have, like Trent Williams did, have him check in, report as eligible, and get him as a move tight end. And he comes downhill, and everybody down block, and you knock the shit out of Khalil Mack or Bosa, one or the other. All right. We're here to play ball today, you son of a bitch. This is how we're going to play. And that first play, you set the tone.
Set the tone. Yeah, exactly.
God bless the tone. And then you know what? You bring them in the second quarter. And now guess what they're going to do? They're worried about that big dude, especially if he's motioning their way. They're going to worry about, oh shit, what's he going to do? Yeah, set the tone, and that's one thing we haven't done this year. We haven't set the tone in a way that I would like, and that's with knocking the shit out of their best player, their best edge rusher, with an offensive lineman with a head start.
Thank you so much for joining me, Sean. I really enjoy always talking ball with you, my friend, and being able to break down Hill 22. It's great.
I appreciate you having me.
Great to see so many of people that are in your chat, in my chat as well. Loving it. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you come back again. Sean, always willing to do this, either over at your place or over here. You're always welcome. You know that. Thank you very much for being here. And with that, this is Bellissimo. Say, be kind, bear down, Bellissimo. Take care.
Bear down.